Hi, this is Shannon Balenciaga with Culture Couture Podcast. We're back, you guys, for 2025 Season 2. We're excited to be here to give y'all all the juice, the tea, but most importantly, we are changing things up a bit this season. We're going to get real and authentic for the culture. I want to welcome my co-hosts, Niko and Ink. Thank you guys. It is Black History Month. We're going to get blackity black on this culture tonight. Welcome. How are y'all been?
Blessed. I'm in full mommy mode over here. So
come on, mommy.
And still going,
thank
honey.
You.
Okay. Yeah, welcome. You know what? I've just been settling into my new apartment, so it's just been a lot, but not so much. So thank you.
Congratulations.
Hopefully
Also,
this new apartment isn't because she was affected by the Los Angeles fires. Well, that is a great segue for us to talk about, because that is the important part about why we're coming here today, because this natural disaster has affected Culture Couture Podcast at home. Everyone but myself and one other co-host lives in California, and we were praying for you guys. We was on the phone, and I want to talk about that. I want to talk power into this whole ordeal, and for it to be firsthand knowledge from my co-host. So tell me, guys, how has everything been? Tell me your experiences.
Go ahead, Niko. Kick us off.
The air quality in my area, I live in downtown LA, and it was just bad. My niece and nephew had to get picked up from school, and you can just see it. It was visibly so messed up. It wasn't like as war zony as people made it seem like, but you did have to wear a mask. I felt that, and I still kind of feel the residuals, but I don't think I have any spores, is what they were trying to say, that were, permanent and of the fire. So I feel good, but I don't, it was just the air quality for us. But a lot of people, I work at a hotel, and a lot of people came in, checked in, and it was one night where it all came to a head. And I cried that night because there was so many people that checked into the hotel, and girl, we was just bunking them in the same room. They was like, we don't care, we just need somewhere to go. And I'm like, what? And
that's heartbreaking.
It was really sad.
That's heartbreaking.
It reminds you of Hurricane Katrina, all over. So many thousands of people being displaced. But I think the beautiful part is that the community comes together. We rally, and it might not be bad. It's bad in the moment, but light will come tomorrow.
Yeah, that's real. I had a lot of friends who were affected by it. A lot of people in the Altadena area, especially, who were affected by it. And I think this shined a lot of light on people who didn't know how Black the Altadena area, was and is. And a lot of the families who were affected in that Altadena Eaton area, were Black families, historically very Black area. And so there were a lot of people that I went to high school and college with who were super affected, displaced. A lot of people who were in the poetry community, community that I was very close with, who also are very heavily affected by this, currently displaced either at an Airbnb or at a hotel still. But also a lot of my folks who were south of the 10, that's where they all showed up. So they were like, if I'm not directly affected where I'm displaced, I'm going to show up in the matter of where I'm going to help fundraise or collect donations. So there were a bunch of people that I knew who were collecting donations. And at the time that happened, I was only about 2 weeks postpartum. So I wasn't leaving the house. You already know Black people don't leave the house. You have your baby, your first 30 days indoors. You don't go nowhere. So I just did my part my baby was really blessed at her baby shower. So I had a lot of clothes to donate and a lot of formula to donate for moms who were displaced at that time. So the way I was able to show up was just have people come to me, pick up my donations, and take them to wherever you're donating your things to. And that was the best that I could do at the time. But a lot of people were affected and displaced. I think a huge part that really shook up people to let them know how detrimental those fires were was everything up PCH. To see that moon shadows had burned down and the houses had burned down. It was like this is really real for people who were from LA, but maybe they moved out of state. Like my sister lives in Georgia. And when I let her know, like Malibu is
Gone.
destroyed, like gone. She was like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Moon Shadows, the restaurant, gone." She was like, "Gone like what?" And when they saw the photos, the parts that weren't being shown to them on social media, that aren't being shown to them on the news, the real like personal photos, it shook a lot of people up. A lot of people, I don't think they realized how actually bad it was in all the other areas. You know, they heard of Altadena, and maybe that was all they heard, or maybe they only heard of Malibu. They didn't hear that it was like Silmar, Granada Hills. They didn't hear Sierra Madre. Like they didn't hear of those other areas that were affected. Topanga. They didn't hear those other areas that were affected. And so when they saw how widespread it was, how grand it was, I think it really hit for a lot of people. It was tragic.
Mm-hmm.
I can only imagine. But we want to send our prayers and our thoughts to everybody in Los Angeles and surrounding areas. We please continue to rebuild, but most importantly, you guys donate. The lines are still out there. Give, give, give like never before. We can come together and we can rebuild the nation. We have done it plenty of times, and this is no different.
Stop the cray-cray. You deserve the best in this life. We only get one of them. So don't settle for no man or no woman who is trifling. Don't settle for that job that you can't stand working at. Don't settle for not living up to your potential and your dreams. Don't settle for family members who treat you like trash but stay in your damn pockets. Oop, I said I wasn't gonna curse. Oh well, that wasn't that bad a one. You are kings and queens, not pawns. You don't have to be a digital or a human ATM machine for people. That's just enabling folk. Quit giving them all your money. You deserve love and respect without it being transactional. Teacher gonna say that again. You deserve love and respect without it being transactional. I want you to understand that happiness is your birthright. Life is not about just misery and stress and just paying bills and just being dogged out and horrific. And it's not crawl before you limp and drag into a horrible life. It's crawl before you ball, meaning prepare now so you can do the things that you want to do later in life, the things that you deserve to do later in life. If you're in a bad situation in a relationship or with a family member or anything like that that's causing you problems, don't be afraid to walk away. Don't be afraid to say, I deserve better. Don't be afraid to say, I'm not settling for whatever anybody thinks I should get. I deserve the best in this world, and I'm going to set out to do what I need to do so that I can have the best and so I can achieve the best in my life. Practice mental health, financial mental health, practice breathing, practice sitting in the sun and getting your vitamin D naturally. People laugh at Auntie when I say go hug a tree, but baby, I believe it. Go plant your feet in the earth, on the ground, and let those electromagnetics run through your body and help cure you from feeling like you have to settle. You don't.
So, you guys, tell me, we're going to start off this roundtable discussion. It's time. It's time. The rollback, the DEI. How do you guys feel? Are you for it or you're against it?
I don't think that people realize that diversity, equity, inclusion impacts far more communities than just Black and brown people. And so they can roll back as much as they want, but it's only going to affect them more. The more they roll back, the more it's going to hit home for them. Like the people that benefit the most from diversity, equity, inclusion initiatives are white women. And so sure, you can roll back as much as you want, but all you're going to do is affect your mother. All you're doing is affecting your mom at home, your elderly grandma who had to go back to work because her Social Security check doesn't pay her bills. Oop. Like y'all gonna roll back a lot of stuff, and y'all, it's not just gonna affect Black and brown people. It's not just gonna affect people who are physically disabled, like visually disabled. It's gonna affect people with invisible disabilities as well. So y'all been claiming you got anxiety and autism for the last 5 years. It's gonna affect you too. Oh, you're racist because you're
clock in.
Come on now, now go anxiety clock in. You've been saying, oh, the reason why I called you the N-word was because I'm autistic. Okay, well now you don't have a job because they rolled back DEI initiatives. Oh. And so They can roll back as much as they want, but it's only going to hit closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to home.
Mm-hmm. Well, it already has started hitting closer to home. And more groups are going to start complaining, because let me give you a list of some of the companies that have rolled back. We have Meta, Amazon, McDonald's, Target, Walmart, Ford, and so many others. But that's just to name a few. It's really sad that some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies want to renege on progression. And it's all an agenda. We knew that it was, let's just keep it about, y'all, we're going to talk real. All the DEI just came about because of the riots of the Black Lives Matter movement. And they needed to give us something for us to stop. That, let's just keep it about. That's all that it was. And so now that they got it to stop and it contained, they can pull it back because we're not angry. Nothing is happening. But it's fine. It's fine. Because let me tell you something. What's going on in this administration, we might have a whole revolution that's about to happen. And what are you going to do then?
Yeah. The Target is already being sued because their shareholders feel they've been defrauded by investing into DEI initiatives that Target doesn't plan to uphold. So Target is currently being sued as of today, actually. They're being sued for defrauding shareholders and rolling back DEI initiatives that they were given investments on.
Which
so we'll see how that plans out.
What you say, Niko?
I was just edifying what she was saying, and that's so great. I wanted to validate your point earlier when you had made a statement about people are going to start being affected by them voting for Trump. And they have. And that's all I'll say.
And complaining. All we hear is complaining. Stop complaining. Stand in your choice. Let us hear it at the end how it affected you by making the wrong decision so that you can make a better change in history. I've always said that, unfortunately, in society that we live in now, especially in America, people take this for granted. They think it's a right and not a privilege. It's a privilege for you to get up and go vote. I am one of those individuals that have not been able to vote since 2000 election, being a convicted felon. I have not got my rights back to vote yet. And it's sad and it's pathetic. These are the things that all these candidates should have been running on. We should not be having United States born citizens ever taking away their rights to vote. And once you pay your debt to society back, you should be given your right to vote and carry on. But it's not. It is so hard. Y'all don't understand how hard it is. I don't blame anybody. That's my consequences for my actions and choices in life. And I own that. But at what point in time do we fix this? Will we stop allowing this? And what message does it send that I can't vote, but yet you just sit here and allow all these people who have killed officers who should have got life in federal prison for a murder, because it's no different than if somebody's going into a bank and killing somebody and the person that's getaway driver didn't know that person gonna get killed. It's the same. Every single person should have been charged with murder. And Biden, before he left office, should have made a executive order that it could not be it could not be overturned by another person. This is your sentence. But we are not strong, especially Democrats. We're not strong on crime. And we have to, it's time for us to start getting hard. It's time for us to stop thinking that we need to save everybody, and we need to start looking out for ourselves, because that's what they do on the other side.
I mean, my theory is all politicians, if you're in any congressional hearing of any level, whether it's local, state, federal, and your homie, that's your coworker. You a Democrat, they a Democrat, or they're a Republican, and they voted against something that you wanted. I need y'all to fight in the parking lot. I don't care what anybody's talking about. I don't want to hear, don't come to me about nothing else nobody else is talking about. Fight in the parking lot. Fight about it. Because that is my theory. My theory is Democrats, y'all keep trying to fight things with words, and Republicans are fighting things with violence. They're being transphobic, homophobic, violent, racist, ableist people, and they're doing everything they can to remain as violent as possible. And y'all think y'all about to fight with words? I need you to take a pillowcase full of bars of soap and go meet your coworker in the parking lot. They voted against you. Go meet them in the parking lot. You got my vote.
This is the foundation of America. White men have always taken what they wanted by violence. They have been savages from day one. They try to use their words to call other people thugs and savages and things, but that's what they have been their entire lives.
Before my surgery, they were like, you have like 2 or 3 fibroids and like a cyst on your right ovary that we're going to remove when we go in. When they went in to remove my fibroids, they weren't there. Now, I'm not saying my happy flow is the reason my fibroids were gone, but they were not there when they went to remove them. What's more, my period came the week before my surgery. That was one of the healthiest, brightest. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was one of the healthiest, non-tormental periods I've ever had in my life. I didn't even take pain reliever the entire time. And trust me, baby, I'm a 4 ibuprofen kind of girl. Oh yeah, you can see me with a handful of, I'm shaking them up like policies, baby. I didn't take pain reliever that entire time. So as soon as I got out of surgery, I ordered my second bottle. And I actually subscribed and saved. My Happy Flow, I don't know what you put in this. Like, I see the ingredients. But baby, it's magic. If you got PCOS, endometriosis, any kind of fibroid, cysts, heavy, painful periods, you need to get on this My Happy Flow train now.
So guys, shopping for justice. I know all of us love shopping, and I think we all have been in Target a time or two. Target has not really been one of my stores. I'm not their demographic, to be honest.
Okay.
And I just recently started doing it because I got 2 Targets on both sides of me.
It's like, it's convenient.
But they have been hit harder than anybody right now. Are y'all with Pastor Jamal Bryant with this 40-day boycott? Is we trying to boycott everything about Target, including the Black businesses that are within them, like Tabitha and also the Lip Bar? There's so many Black companies that's inside of Target.
As disheartening as it is for me, I'm not the only one affected by this, right? It's for everyone who is a woman-owned business, minority-owned businesses, Black-owned businesses. It's for so many of us who work so very hard to be placed into retail, to finally be seen and approved for retail. Because contrary to whatever the world might tell you, it has been very hard for Black-owned businesses to hit shelves, right? Which is why it's such a big deal when we do finally land inside of retail. So it is definitely...
What do y'all take? Do we boycott Target and not the businesses, the Black businesses side? Or do we boycott everything until justice is served?
So my logic is, I understand where Tabitha's coming from, where she's like, if essentially saying my coin is tied into Target, it is what it is. My perspective for Tabitha is more like, it's contractual, baby. You can't just yank yourself out of Target without getting hit crazy. And so you got to watch your coin. Hey, we live in a capitalist state. What can I say about it? But as far as boycotts go, I'd kind of go back to my point about meeting at congressional hearings. I want y'all to meet in the parking lot. Duke it out. I don't want to see nothing unless we really gonna physically fight on it. Because when it was time to stand, people don't really be standing the way I need them to stand. I can boycott Target all day until we talk about capitalism as a whole and how certain brands are only sold exclusively in Target. For instance, Tabitha Brown is only exclusively in Target. My baby's formula is only sold at Target. I can't even buy it online. It's only sold in Target. We have bigger fish to fry as far as capitalism goes. I can boycott Target all day. I can spend less at Target. I can make it a point to spend less at Target. But at the end of the day, we have way bigger fish to fry. When we think of these DEI rollback initiatives, yeah, Black dollar goes real far. But if we not going to duke it out, I don't know what we're talking about.
I just have to agree with y'all because this is crazy. I don't feel like Miss Tabitha was wrong, but I feel like, at the end of the day, just to add to her statement, you're just going to get these Black brands bought out of me. I'm not doing too much up there in Target.
Yeah, I'm not doing too much really at all.
Mm-mm.
So let me tell y'all what I think. So I'm going to tell you, as a Black business owner, small Black woman-owned business, you guys, support over here at AgaLuxurySkincare.com. Not Tabitha's first response by not saying anything was perfect marketing response. If I was an agent, a publicist, that was the perfect response. Tabitha messed up by coming back and talking too much. Let people have their own thoughts and opinions. Most of her products that she has are in collaboration with Target. Target's image, their stamp is on her product. So that means, to be honest, I think all of Tabitha's products that's in Target is owned by Target. And so that wipes out all her money. That Donna recipe is the only thing that I see by researching her that is actually on her website that she sells and things of that nature. So I don't want anybody to lose their spot in Target. I think what people got to understand is for us to boycott Target completely, because I'm going to tell you how change get made. Teach them a lesson, and if they don't, we can go somewhere else. Tabitha is a brand and people will shop. Costco will take her like this. You close one door and another door will open, and it'll be way worth more, because that's what God says. And this is what Tabitha stands on. And that's why I said, Tabitha, you should have come out. If you said anything, you said, whatever the Lord wants for my brand and my business is what I'm going to be led to do. If he wants to boycott and us and my business dealing with Target to be done, and so it shall be. When we boycott them and we show them, they're going to listen. The way our dollars are set up, they're already listening. And I got a breaking update. You guys, you're going to hear it first. Come here. So apparently, Target is changing the word DEI, but they're not getting rid of the program. So they're trying to come up with a different word because of the whole Trump administration. And there's a backlash. So they're trying to scramble behind closed doors. So breaking news, you heard it first. We got to start having a place for our own that we don't need. If that gets removed, we know where people can go get stuff. We're going to segue, but before, I want to congratulate all those businesses that are keeping their DEI programs, like Apple and JP Morgan and Costco and Elf. And just a little tidbit about Costco. Did y'all see Reverend Al Sharpton go up in Costco with all those Black people trying to shop? But I'm getting ready to throw a little shade. Al Sharpton, you went up in Costco to support a white business instead of actually taking those Black dollars, supporting Black businesses. You defeated the purpose. But again, allegedly, you've always been in the man's pocket. Y'all have not really been about DEI. Y'all been against us, allegedly.
I mean, Costco really does not play when it comes to their diversity. So
no,
I'm excited to see Costco hold the line and maintain some integrity when it comes to their actual shoppers. Because at the end of the day, that's all any of these companies have to do is maintain their integrity.
Don't do anything. That is it. You are already worse off.
Y'all, there is a secret room full of white men. There's no Black men. There's no Black women. There's no white women. There are white men are sitting in these rooms on these phone calls, and they're all are planning about our lives, what they're going to do with us.
Yep.
And this is what came to the forefront. There are some people that are against it, as we can see, and there's some people that are for it because they never was for it. They all about the almighty dollar.
Right.
It's a capitalist society, and that's fine if that's what you want to do. But like I tell people, let people show you who they are, and then you move accordingly. So it's time to knock these people in the head, and that's what we're doing. And we're gonna move on to our next ice-breaking question. You guys, if you or a family member was pardoned by Donald Trump, Would you had attended the inauguration?
Nope. Real quick, real fast. Absolutely not. I don't care if you pardoned my mother. I don't care if you pardoned my mother. I'm not going to the inauguration.
Ask for a different favor because that ain't
Period.
it.
Because at the end of the day, if somebody's been pardoned, it's for a reason. And this is when we talk about an actual deserving pardon. People don't get pardoned. I mean, unless it's the Trump administration, they're not just out here handing out pardons. This is my first time ever seeing a pardon that's just handed out. His first presidency and this one, he just handed out pardons for the homies. But in other cases, pardons were handed out to people who actually were rehabilitated, people who were very either they were wrongfully accused of their crimes, or they actually were rehabilitated and they have done the work while incarcerated, or it's posthumously. But other than that, they weren't just handing out pardons. This man is out here handing out pardons to the homies. And
pardons have a cost attached to it.
Yeah, like you out here doing pardons just because these are your January 6th homies, or you want to get in good. You want to get in good with certain rappers or whatever it is, your reason for pardoning people. But in my understanding of pardons and all the reading that I've done, people that got pardoned either were wrongfully accused of their crimes, they are living and were wrongfully accused, they have passed, they were wrongfully accused, or while they were incarcerated, they did the work to be fully rehabilitated. Maybe they created a really great program, they wrote a book, they, were very apologetic. The person the victim's family maybe was like, oh, we're back on good terms or whatever. These pardons out here, no, you can pardon my mother and I'm not going to the inauguration.
So, as the residential person that needs a pardon, so you guys, I actually was looking into getting pardoned under the Biden administration. And I didn't know until I started researching more. There's a 25-page application that you got to fill out. And I filled out the whole complete application. It got to the end when they started asking for affidavits from individuals that can swear to your character. And I had people, doctors and lawyers and people that would have done it. But I just was like, this is just too much right now for me. And I felt, and to be honest, this is when you really have to look into yourself and say, are you ready or not? I made the honest decision to say, I'm not ready yet. I don't want it just yet because I have more things to prove, not only to myself, but the world as a whole. I want it to really be something like, this pardon will be my Oscar when I get my Oscar for my story. And it's like a full circle moment to celebrate all the way around. But it would have been lovely to get a pardon by Biden since he pardoned his son and everybody else. And my girlfriend's mother got pardoned from the federal government.
You
the right person got the pardon. If I had to step aside to let somebody else. But what God has for me is for me. And that's how I'm going to look at it. It's not going to stop my bag. It's not going to stop my time. Yes, I have been affected by it. I did the crime. I did the time. And I'm telling the story. There was a different time. But it's when I say I'm truly blessed for my story. And you guys, I cannot wait for to tell the story. So guys, Trump, we're gonna stay on Trump because we got to, because baby,
gotta stay on his neck.
Black History Month, February the 1st, 2025. Like he created Black History Month. Oh my God. Trump literally rolled back every type of DEI programming, Black History, Holocaust Remembrance Day, Women's History Month, MLK Day, Juneteenth. He has taken all of these holidays. And let me make this point too. I hear so many white people say, why do we need Black history? We don't have white history. Yes, we do. We have white history 365 days a year. You go do white history for 12 years in school. You learn white history every single day of your life. We have 28 days and you're complaining about that? Get out of here. Like, really get out of here. But Donald Trump and nobody else can take what we already have. We built this Black people. And I want my Latinos or brown community to understand this. And I want y'all to understand this well. Y'all voted for this man. and this party and these individuals stand on business.
Stand on it today.
You get deported, your family get taken. These next 4 years, that is not, as a Black woman, that is not my problem, not my issue, and I'm not losing sleep over it. You made that choice to not believe that this was going to happen. You made this choice. The new Holocaust, we call it the Trumpocaust. The new word is Trumpocaust. It's happening to you. For the first time in history, you guys sit around and say that Black folks are lazy. You sit around and think Black folks have not worked hard. We earned the right to be lazy. We earned the right to be on vacation because we went through slavery for 100 damn years.
Okay.
But you know what? The thing that I think is getting missed when we talk about the roundup that's going to happen in our communities. When the Holocaust happened, 20 million people were killed, 6 million people are recognized. The remaining 14 million people were not Jewish people. The remaining 14 million people were non-Jewish, non-Aryan. They were disabled. They were Black, brown, other. They were women. They were LGBTQAI. You know, they were a part of other marginalized communities. And the way that Hitler, because at the time that I went to this museum, I was really being messy. Okay, this museum was it was called the museum. I can't remember the name actually. It's in Hollywood. It's in West Hollywood though.
Museum
But I
of
went to this
Tolerance.
museum. It wasn't the Museum of Tolerance. It's a different museum. I can't remember the name of it, but the purpose of the museum was to like educate about the path to power that Hitler took. And a huge part that made him rise to power was having the support of celebrities, having the support of professors, having the support of people that were already in power. And it really only took Hitler 53 days to ratify all of the violence that he committed against these community members. But one of the things that stuck out the most was when he initially started rounding people up, folks didn't think they were going to be affected. They were like, "Oh, y'all are just rounding up these kind of people," and that spectrum of people that he was rounding up got broader and broader and broader and broader to the point that no one could anyone from being rounded up. And when he started to round up the disabled, specifically disabled children or people who were being cared for by their parents in their adult years because they were too disabled to care for themselves, he would put them on trains and send them away. And he would send letters home to their families. So these people thought, oh, you know, letters are coming from my kids and they're having such a great time at this school. But they didn't tell these parents that those trains were going directly into a fire. And those kids never made it to this magic school. And so when I think of the way that people become disillusioned by power or disillusioned by celebrity, I'm looking at the way this whole thing is playing out. And people were disillusioned by Trump. Like brown folks who voted for him were really disillusioned by the celebrity. I still do not understand people that are so gung-ho for billionaires. That don't make any sense to me. When you are like, oh, I love Jeff Bezos, and Jeff Bezos is actively working against your safety, working against your against the betterment of your existence. I don't understand that part. I mean, I get it, but I'm also like, that's stupid. So when I think of the people that voted for Trump after what we saw in his first presidency, all I can think of, you were so disillusioned by a $1,200 check. You were so disillusioned by just his celebrity that you didn't see that 5 million people didn't make it out of his first presidency. No. 5 million people didn't make it out of his first term. That, like, did y'all not, you didn't see the people to your left and your right who didn't make it? They did not survive. So, you know, I don't know.
And so, guys, we're going to wrap this up, baby. It's all about do the work. It's time for us to do our part. And our part this month, Black History Month, and what we're trying to change our culture on Culture Couture Podcast is to enlighten you guys on Black businesses, Black beauty, Black companies, Blacker than Black. Because if we don't elevate our culture, how would we expect anybody else to be able to respect us?
Exactly.
And so, Ink, tell me, who would you like or what would you like to elevate this Black History Month?
This Black History Month, I am elevating Exo Nicole, formerly known as Nicole Bitchy, who is the founder of My Happy Flow, which is a hormone supplement. for those who experience periods, especially if your period is very difficult to manage. I am a huge fan of the product. That product is the reason why I am a mother today after struggling with pregnancy or attempting to get pregnant for years. I had 9 miscarriages, didn't think I'd ever become a mom. I became a customer of My Happy Flow before I became a contributor to their content, and within a year and a half was pregnant. And I'm very grateful for the brand. It has given me the opportunity to have gentler periods. It is a black owned, black women run company. They have been offered many times to be purchased by these big name companies, but in order for them to remain true to the product that they provide, Nicole has had to do all of this on her own, as far as funding it on her own, and then with the support of the black women around her. And she has not given up this product. You might go on Amazon and other products have tried to steal her brand color or some of the language of her brand to steal her customers. I have had friends who have seen my videos and went to go buy the product on Amazon and was misled by other companies because the product is so real and so true that people are already trying to find ways to do what they do to black people. But nevertheless, My Happy Flow is an incredible product that has given me a gentler period, a better relationship with my period. It was something that you already know how it is. These black moms tell you about your period and they make it seem like the boogeyman is coming. But I've been able to have a beautiful relationship with my period now that I'm a user of the My Happy Flow brand. I'm a mother now because I have a healthy uterus thanks to My Happy Flow. And that's just the beauty of black women, honestly. So shout out to My Happy Flow. Shout out to XO Nicole. Make sure y'all cop that.
I wanted to shout out a brand. My is Afro Unicorn. This is a black brand. Miss Afro Unicorn is in, I believe, 10 plus major retailers across America. She is a black owned children's book, children's brand that sells books, stickers, other accessories that kids can, just have fun with, you know what I'm saying? And just overall, I just feel like at the end of the day, we need Afro Unicorn. I am so glad that this brand is in the aura and with us to this day. And, I just think that we need to get our kids back onto wanting to only buy black brands for our children. And support other brands as well. But make that be the forefront and priority of what your kids know, especially you, Miss Ink. You know what I'm saying? You're forging a relationship with how you want to treat, and do for your child. And this is probably a great representation just this time alone. So, hey, Miss African Unicorn, April Showers. Look her up on Instagram, Afro Unicorn _official, and at April Showers.
If we really truly put our money where our mouths are and actually start buying stuff, it's a plethora of things. As you can see, my business is myself. We always have to plug ourselves. And I just started in the last couple of months a skincare line. It's not often that we walk in purpose into later into life. And everybody kept telling me, Shannon, your skin is so beautiful. And you should do this. You start your own makeup line or skincare line. And I went to RuPaul Drag Race Drag Con in Los Angeles. This is the second time. And it's a convention. And it's predominantly white. And they spin. And I had the privilege of having Mariah Balenciaga being her manager and things, and actually getting her on Drag Race in 2010 on the 3rd season, very early on. And I had the idea of, we can get makeup campaigns and we can do fashion and all these different things. and doors were shut in our face. You guys, doors were shut in our face. Nobody could see it. They couldn't see the marketability. It's so crazy. Fast forward to 2025 now, because that's what we at. Every fashion designer, every cosmetic company, everything that these people say we couldn't, they are doing. But the sad part about it is that we still, as Black people, are not a part of that equation. So I chose to start my own Anaga Luxury Skincare because I saw all of these individuals have multi-million-dollar makeup companies, and I wanted a piece. I know I deserve the piece. I know I can have the piece. But it's starting small, and it will grow with my people, with my base help. And that includes anybody. But this is a all natural, European made, European packaged skincare line. And the reason why I chose Europe is the leading in natural products. They don't have all the additives that, unfortunately, that the United States allow to be in their products. And I'm blessed. I am blessed. I'm humble. It's been a work in progress. It is lots of sleepless nights, but I am so honored that God chose me for this journey. I have purpose that I haven't had purpose in a long time. I chose to put this and make this not only for myself, but my family. As the mother of the house of Balenciaga, I chose to put this under my house so that when I'm no longer here, they can continue the family business on and on. No different than Bronner Brothers, Dudley, and the countless other Black owned, Black created, Black founded, Black funded enterprises out there. And I wanted to leave a mark and a legacy. You guys, listeners, the viewers, I challenge you to do the work. So you can support Anaga Luxury Skincare right now. And also, because I'm such a philanthropist, I have a Cowboy Anaga collection, the white or the Black collection, and 100% of the proceeds are giving back to the fire relief in Los Angeles. So we are a company about purpose. We are a company about inclusion. We are a company about equality. But most importantly, we are a company about love. The love and the glow. It's real, darling. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I was just looking at Beyonce. I'm sorry. Getting back to commercial break. We're here. CCP is all about the Grammy.
Yes.
We are ready to recap the 2025 Grammy Awards. And it's a lot. So come on, y'all. Let's get straight to it. Baby, we want the highlights. Tell me your highlight of this Grammy. And I already know which one, because you've been riding for this girl. You're the number one. When she came on, I said, baby, go ahead. Ink.
Off top, Doechii, Beyonce, Kendrick Lamar. Those are my highlights. Those are my highlights of the Grammys yesterday. Like
scared.
Beige, literally.
Fluorescent beige, bitch. The Grammys was black.
Black as hell. The Grammys were so black. I feel like there's a lot of swirling around about who deserved what. And honestly, the one year that it's an incredibly black Grammy year, right? That now y'all want to question who deserves what? Interesting. Now we having conversations about who deserved.
What they kept putting out there. 13,000 Grammy voters. So you
come on now.
At 13,000 voters.
Like you 13,000 people just decided, you know what, we're all going to have a difference of opinion for the first time. No, they actually agreed that these folks deserve the awards they received. I don't care who y'all think deserved it. The winners won. This was the perfect year for winners. I was here for it. I was so excited. Honestly, Beyonce's album of the year is long overdue, but she won. Kendrick went sweeping the Grammys for Not Like Us is honestly, it's epic. And I keep thinking about how in the conversations that I'm having off to the side and on TikTok and whatnot, I keep saying, wow, a diss track against hip hop's golden boy, something's going on behind the scenes. Something's going on behind the scenes. Oh, I have a little something coming down the pipeline for us, for our CCP folks. I got something coming down the pipeline, and I said this on this project. I said Kendrick is the Beyonce of rap, because Kendrick gives us the content, he gives us the goods, he's giving us the music, he's giving us the looks, and then he shuts up. We don't hear from Kendrick unless we're paying for it.
Yes.
He ain't got nothing to say. Beyonce ain't got nothing to say to us unless it's written and she has sold it to us. Kendrick said, you know what? Same. And that's something I respect. Honestly, I think I can't figure out what's more epic, him sweeping the Grammys or him getting that Grammy from Diana Ross, when on the Euphoria disc, The Wiz was sampled. And if y'all don't know, if y'all too young, if your viewers and listeners, y'all too young to know, Diana Ross starred in The Wiz, and Euphoria sampled Richard Pryor in The Wiz for his Euphoria disc against Drake. So it was very full circle. Everything was just so fitting on the Grammys night.
And dare I say this, I'm gonna put it out there. I think that after the Super Bowl, I see a Kendrick and Doechii tour.
Oh, I hope so, because she opened for Beyonce.
Phenomenal. She's a performer. That performance, I have to say, that was the performance of the night.
Yeah.
And I think they should have let her highlight it more, because it was something that we have not seen. That was pure artistry. She commanded. Let me tell you what I think about Doechii. For the first time, Mama has the it factor. The only thing that's missing from it, which I think that is about to happen for her, because she get ready to go to the Met Gala. She already got the designers. She just need the image to go along with her it factor, and it will be gold. That's the only thing that's missing. She has the talent. She has the presence. She just needs the actual image, and it will all be perfect pot. But it's coming. It's just how I feel about Gorilla. I think Gorilla is our. I love Gorilla. It's something about her, and I want to see more of Doechii like that. I want to root. I want to get to know more about her. So we're gonna get down to Kanye West and Bianca, his wife. Red carpet moment. I know we won't really need to talk about Kanye, but we got to talk about this real quick. I'm going to say this. I'm going on record. Kanye West is a PIMP. And y'all have a problem because this black man is pimping a white woman. Kanye West has the ability to make individuals. She is an adult people. She chose to go along with this. We got to stop allowing people to skate through and not be able to be held accountable for their actions. She's an adult. We send mixed signals as a society. Stop doing this. It's not Kanye West's fault because she chose to go along with it. She's an adult. That's her problem. So we need to let the picture go. And side note, I don't have a problem with it because I'm a nudist. I think she looked phenomenal. Breast is sitting, bitch snatch.
Body was tea. Okay. The body was bodying. Okay.
Y'all can say whatever y'all want. Kanye West know about tailoring and fit, because that damn dress on her was one of the best dresses I've seen in a long time that fitted. We're gonna move on past that. We're gonna go back to the Grammy night, and we're gonna talk about Beyonce. I'm gonna say what I liked about the Grammys, what I didn't like about the Grammys. The Grammys flowed perfectly. This is one of the better award shows that we've seen in a very long time. But we are excited. We are honored to congratulate Beyonce for winning three historical Grammys. She won 2 in the country categories, and then finally Album of the Year. And for all those who got a problem with Beyonce Album of the Year, go back and look at all the times that she lost. If you didn't like Cowboy Carter, just know that this was our black get back from all those other phenomenal albums, because she should have won it last year for Renaissance, because there's no shade. And that's a prime example. Renaissance was the most talked about, critically acclaimed, went to the show. All y'all favorites are her favorites. Okay. Let's honor her for her body of work. Baby.
Sweet.
Not like us. That broom, he told them that broom still sweeps. Congratulations, Kendrick.
He don't have a choice. He gonna have a busy next 5 years, to be quite honest.
Congratulations to Chris Brown too for getting a Grammy. And let me tell you this part, which I hated. Y'all Grammys, y'all missed the mark. Y'all should have had Chris Brown perform the Michael Jackson tribute on the Quincy Jones segment. He was there. He won. It was time to bring him back into the fold. It would have been a great thing that nobody knew, and it just happened. Baby, Chris Brown could have did it by himself, and that's what it needs to be in a spotlight, and nobody knew it was him. And it would have went over phenomenally.
I feel like the reason why Chris Brown is continuing to get shunned is because he keep committing the crimes. He keep putting his hands on people. I think if he would have, if his last, it's like it takes away from his talent. It takes away from what he is willing to offer to his artistry and to the music community, because he keep getting in trouble. I think if the last time he had gotten in trouble was 12, 15 years ago, it'd be so much easier to bring him into the fold. But when the last time he was in the headlines for being violent was 9 months ago, it's like, Chris,
but what's the difference between Chris Brown and Robert Downey Jr.? Kept getting in trouble, and they kept giving him more Hollywood scripts.
Robert Downey Jr. is white.
That's the only difference.
It's because he's white, but that's it.
And I'm not saying it gives it right for somebody to do some illegal activity against you, but when are we going? Everybody's going to take accountability for their own situation.
I agree, fully.
And the last thing we want to talk about is Doechii. We're gonna spin the block to round off this Grammy talk about Doechii being the third Black woman to win Best Hip Hop Album of the Year. And we knew it was gonna happen because y'all had Cardi B present the award. Cardi ain't got no new music out. Cardi ain't, but let me tell y'all something. Cardi was sitting. She was sitting ungodly. Baby, one thing Cardi has done, is no shade. Cardi is the best dressed, the best look woman in hip hop history. And I'm sorry to say it's just the truth, because she constantly comes out and give you movie star. If Joan Rivers was still alive, baby, Cardi would get. She was the best dressed of the night.
Yeah.
And Doechii winning since Lauryn Hill in 1997 and Cardi B in 2019, she won Best Rap Album of the night. And last year was Killer Mike, and this year is her. But one thing that we got to talk about, she beat Eminem. That is mind-blowing in itself, that the 13 voting body voted a Black woman over this white man that they love. But can I see this out there? Maybe y'all guys can comment below and let me know if y'all agree with me or not. I think Taylor Swift and Eminem both failed at this Grammys because they took a stance against Donald Trump.
I mean, if we're talking about how people think the show was rigged and the award was rigged, blah, 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 then yes, I would 1,000% agree. I listened to the album. It's good. Doechii performed her What It Is, Ho, What's Up? Every good girl needs a little love. That one, she performed that at the BET Awards, right? And I thought it was a good performance. It had theatrics. It was good. But in comparison, you can tell her discipline skyrocketed. You could tell. I don't know. My brain keeps going back to Beyonce. I do not know how much Beyonce is mentoring TDE and TDE's team, but her breath control is on Beyonce level in comparison to her that previous performance. Same with Kendrick. Kendrick did that whole Day in LA show. He did that whole performance, that whole entire show, and his breath control is astronomical. They were in the Matthew Knowles school of discipline when it came to getting that breath control. I think that's what made it so much more deserving, is that Doechii has given us branding. She has given us marketing. As soon as she won her award and everyone's like talking about all the highlights of the Grammys, she immediately drops a song, and the cover art for the song is a Grammy. It's like, and she uses Kanye West.
Everybody want to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
The marketing is on point. The performance is on point. She is eye-catching. On top of her being gorgeous, she pays homage to her influences. She gives credit where it's due. And she was a feature on Tyler, the Creator's highly anticipated Chromacopia album. And that verse right there took over TikTok for, I'll say, at least 2.5 weeks straight. Everyone is sharing the same video of her performing that one verse. She's catchy. She's witty. She's attractive not only in gorgeousness, but she's attractive in all of her branding and marketing. When I saw that she won Rap Album of the Year, I was like, yeah.
And on that note, we thank you guys for loving us, for being here. Season two is only going to get better. I want to thank my co-hosts, Ink and Niko, for joining us. And I cannot wait for us to be back. Thank you so much. So make sure you guys like, share, but subscribe to all of us on social media, our Instagram and YouTube page, because we want to hear what you got to think. Tell us, comment, let us know. If we make a mistake, baby, call us in like we calling you. Come on in. We ain't doing no calling out in 2025.
Not today.
We're telling the truth. We're calling everybody in to the table, making changes. And in that change, thank y'all so much for watching Culture Couture Podcast. Bye, y'all.